Now, is Lil Xan a good rapper? Now, Lil Xan is a rapper that's currently blowing up and a lot of people are talking about him. Lil Xan has a song called Betrayed that went viral a couple weeks ago, and there's been a lot of conversations about Lil Xan all around social media ever since the song blew up. But the question still stands, is Lil Xan a good rapper? Or is he not a good rapper? Now, Lil Xan is the outcome of the current sound in hip-hop and what people are really gravitating towards. Rappers like Lil Pump, Trippie Redd, and even Smoke Perp are rappers that are all kind of tied together in one box because they do share a lot of similarities in their music. And Lil Xan is definitely a part of that wave. In a way, Lil Xan really reminds me of a Lil Uzi Vert but with a little bit more polished vocals. Although Lil Xan doesn't really slur his words in the way that Kodak Black does when he's rapping, I do get the sense from Lil Xan that his style is more of that drugged out and kind of trippy sound. Lil Xan is really not a rapper who's really bringing anything new to the table as far as rapping goes, but instead he's kind of one of the new guys that's getting dragged with the trend of the quote-unquote typical rappers where the focus isn't really on the lyricism but instead on the beats and the production. On his song Betrayed, Lil Xan talks about how the drug Xanax ruined his life and why you should not be doing Xans.
Xans don't make you, Xans gon' take you, Xans gon' fake you, Xans gon' betray you.
But as far as his overall rapping style goes, that clearly overshadows Lil Xan's lyrical abilities. Now, in a nutshell, Lil Xan is far from a rapper that brings lyricism to the table. He kind of focuses more on the vibe of the music rather than the substance, although the substance could be enough for you as a listener depending on how you look at it. I would not be surprised if people started putting Lil Xan in the mumble rapper category, considering I do hear some slight mumble in his music. And it took me a couple of listens to actually understand what he was saying in that little snippet that I just played. Now, the sound of that song is kind of similar to this other up-and-coming rapper called Killy, who I will make a video about. But Killy himself also has that slight little mumble rap tone in his music, and I do hear the exact same thing from Lil Xan. But it's obvious that straight up rapping isn't really something that Lil Xan prioritizes, and it's really not even his strongest side at all. Lil Xan reminds me of how Lil Yachty approaches some of his tracks where he kind of harmonizes and attempts at sounding good while singing but not really focusing on the rapping aspect. Now, that could of course work for different artists depending on how you make your music, but Lil Xan doesn't really have an established sound or just a sound that people recognize him for. And of course, he is a rapper that's just now catching the attention of a lot of people, but I honestly don't really see the originality in his music. I can't really see what separates him from any of the new guys that have been blowing up recently. Now, although I don't really see the originality in Lil Xan's music, I do really see the appeal, because there's a certain type of sound that's currently winning in hip-hop, and plain and simple, Lil Xan has that sound. And the sound I'm talking about is that trippy and drugged out sound. It's also fun, and at the same time the production and the beats are really good, and Lil Xan has all that. But is Lil Xan a good rapper? No, Lil Xan is not a good rapper. Lil Xan doesn't really have anything that separates him from the rest, and he's really just blending in with the current sounds that are winning, and at the same time he's really not bringing anything new to the table as far as rapping goes, at least. But at the same time, I do really recognize why people are gravitating towards Lil Xan. Lil Xan is simply the cool sound right now. This is the sound most of these new rappers have. Now, is that a bad thing? Yes, it definitely is a bad thing if you're actually looking for depth. But what's your personal opinion on Lil Xan? Do you personally think that he's a good rapper, or do you think that he's not a good rapper? Definitely let me know in the comment section below and let's have a discussion about this. And as always, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. This channel is all about bringing together people like you who enjoy music and start a discussion on different topics like this. And of course, like the video if you enjoyed it, follow me on Twitter at BlackySpeakz, and I'm out.